day 62. And today I actually wanted to talk about what I am really working on is trying to remain in the present moment is actually so much harder to do than to say, because we don't even realize how automatic it is for us to escape. So anytime we feel something uncomfortable, the escape or the denial or the escape is so automatic that often we don't even notice. So another thing that we do in order to escape our uncomfortable feelings is that we start projecting them or blaming them on other people. So what I've been working on these days is how to remain in the present moment, because what's happening is that if we're not in the present moment, so either we are futurizing, I've talked about it several days ago, either we're attached to a feeling, a hope, a happier thought about something in the future, like, oh, things will work out, things always work out, or something that is about the future, or we divert our attention from our own feelings that are uncomfortable in the moment to other people and kind of focus on the delicious thought of how they're the villains and how they did this to us, and it's because of that. We're diverting our energy, we're diverting our life force, we're diverting the resources to something that's not real. I've already spoken about this a couple of days ago when I was saying that, right around my birthday, when I was saying that I would like to start living and learning to love the life that I already have, rather than hoping or focusing on the life that is not mine, right? When we're stuck in the hopes about the future, we're stuck in a hypothetical situation that may or may not happen, but meanwhile we're diverting our resources, time, energy on something that doesn't really exist. And the same thing when we focus on other people, or focus on how other people have hurt us, or how for example, I caught myself this morning in conversation with a friend saying how tired I am of suffering, and I know also, and what I've been really working on, focusing instead, is understanding that everything that I've gone through so far has actually brought me here. I am so much more connected to my purpose in life. I've realized some gifts, and maybe not even all of them yet. Something that I probably would have not gotten to if these series of events that brought me suffering didn't occur. So there is a kind of, I'm teaching myself to surrender to the wisdom of life and to the wisdom, a universal wisdom and timing that has been guiding my life and most of us, from what I see. And that actually also really helps me to extrapolate the same kind of thinking to my children, because as I was speaking to my friend this morning, we have this tendency to protect our children, to try to make everything as perfect as possible so that they don't suffer, because we cannot handle our own suffering. We view our own difficult feelings as undesirable. So then we spend a lot of our effort trying to prevent our children from having these feelings. And what I am observing is that when we try to protect our children from real life, we're actually not serving them. Because the sooner, well, I mean, we're talking about grown children now, so this is a little bit different. The sooner we allow them to see the reality, the sooner we allow them to start working things through for themselves, the more empowered they actually become. The more used to the more resilient they feel, and the more confident they become, because they now have their own lived experience of, resiliency and capacity to solve situations, and capacity to stand up for themselves, and capacity to make, to be in that relationship engagement with life on their own. So, to come back to what I'm working on now, is that when I understand and accept that everything that has happened in my life has brought me here, that all the circumstances and all the events of my life were like this a weave that has become the braid of my life, and that it's all happening for me, not to me, then I can also view the life of my children from the same perspective. And it makes it easier to allow them to navigate their own life. Obviously, we're here for our children and everything like that, and if they ask for help, we will be here. But I feel that more and more I understand that when I see my life with me, that my life has a specific meaning, that everything that has happened and continues to happen is part of a connected matrix of life, part of a necessary journey, part of a journey that makes sense and has a specific intelligence, that I can allow other people in my life to have their life, and specifically my children, but even my husband and other people in my life. I get away from that need to fix things, and I can be here for what's happening by turning my attention more within, rather than needing to fix things there. Because I don't know if any of you have noticed, when we try to fix things out there, what we're doing is we're just trying to prevent our own difficult feelings. So the life that I'm trying to live now is, I no longer try to prevent difficult feelings. I allow my feelings, and through feeling them, I come in contact with, I get access to certain wisdom, certain clarity, certain insights. And the more I allow myself to witness that kind of experience, the more miraculous and magical life appears to me. It's not always easy. I'm not always aware of the miracles, I have to admit, but more and more I try to bring myself back to that realization. And the more I allow myself to trust, the more I find evidence that there is a meaning behind all that. And the thing about trusting life is that I detach from judging events as good or bad, because in the last, even 10 years, so many things were difficult. But what actually ended up, what I'm now looking back, what I can understand is that a lot that was taken away from me actually forced me to understand who I actually am beyond the symbols and protective covers and protective masks. that I was protecting myself with. So I definitely am much more aware of who I am today because of all the loss that I have had to process, and and then to understand who I am beyond all the outward masks and protective mechanisms. So yeah, this is what came out today. This is what I'm processing today and wanted to share. All right, everyone, see you tomorrow.